Hi, I'm Cabral Mercer, and welcome to my new platform, Bereavement to Benevolence. The concept is losing something or someone special to you, then turning that pain into champagne. If you're scared of dying, then how are you going to live? If you got gifts and talents, how are you going to give? The only way out is in, and this is my story. My first guest today is actually my old self, and we're going to hear a little bit about his story. Introduce yourself to the world and let them know a little bit about yourself. Hi, my name's Cabral Mercer. I'm a tailor, designer, garment creator, poet, all-round creative, doing my thing. Why now have you decided to create this platform? Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough road, and I realised that I got to a space in time now where I feel it's that point that I need to share with others to potentially help anyone else that's going through tough times too. Yeah, that's really the main thing. Have you experienced any loss in your life? Yeah, that is one of my biggest reasons for doing this. Yeah, my mum transitioned when I was 13 years young, and yeah, that was the beginning of my dark road, I guess, up that uphill struggle. How did she pass away? She actually passed away of pancreatic cancer. Okay, but at the time, I didn't really know what it was. I didn't really want to know what it was. But I thought it was another cancer at the time, but yeah, I found out years later that it was actually pancreatic. So yeah. Was you present when she transitioned? I was there. It was at Shaftesbury Avenue Hospital, and I remember trying to fall asleep. I was in the waiting room. I knew what was about to happen, but I done my best to fall asleep and maybe dream it away and pretend nothing wasn't happening. But I was maybe 5 minutes into my sleep, I was woken up by my auntie, and she said, yeah, come to the bed. Like, yeah, mum's about to pass over. So I did, and I watched her take her last breaths, like 3 deep breaths. I just kissed her on her cheek. Nice. And then I walked out of the room, like in the middle of an eruption of tears from everyone else in the room. But at that point, I never cried. I just walked downstairs. Walked outside, just looked up at the sky, and yeah, a tear kind of came to my eye, but it wasn't me directly crying. But yeah, I just felt like, yeah, my world has ended. Something had been taken away. So yeah, it was a rough time still. Where did you go to live when your mum passed away? After my mum passed, I was living at my auntie's, and when she was present, and times when she had to go to work and stuff and drop me off at my same aunt's, I used to cry. I was a bit of a mummy's boy, and I just remember experiencing and feeling stressed when I had to live there. When I found out I had to live there, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's peak. But yeah, she had to do what she had to do, I guess. She was stepping up for her sister. But at the time, for me, it just felt like it was all about me, innit? So I wasn't looking at anyone else's perspective. So what was that experience like? Yeah, as I said earlier, it was peak. It was at the time it felt like just horrific. But looking at it now, it was a lesson to get me to this space where I am now, I guess. How was you treated by your friends in school? Like peer groups and stuff. In school, that was a really testing one for me. Because what it was, there was no real understanding about it.
Okay.
So people used to kind of tiptoe around me on eggshells, and I think because I was a pretty popular child in school, I appeared like I was okay. So maybe I think one particular girl asked me, and I kind of snapped at her because I thought she was taking a piss, because everyone else wasn't really acting like they care or giving me that type of that love language, I guess. So yeah, they never really as I said, they never really understood it, so they didn't really want to address the topic. How did this affect your behavior? Well, I became the bully. It was a thing like, because of the lack of that love language that I knew, I just started taking things off people. And I'm not proud of it. I think if someone had came up to me and said, Cabral, you okay? Like, how are you feeling? I probably would have just burst out into tears. But because I wasn't getting that type of love or attention, yeah, I just became angry and just acted out more than spoke out about how I'm feeling. So yeah, I just became intimidating to certain people. Yeah. So what was your coping mechanism? So what was your coping mechanisms? My coping mechanisms was, I think from school times, how I coped in school was just to internalize and, yeah, as I said earlier, be the bully, be the joker. I also was really good at many sports. When I was older, 17, 18, I was part of like this group called Homeboy, Hippie and the Funky Dread. And we used to tour up and down England, Amsterdam, Spain. Yeah, we've done loads of stuff. And I remember taking ecstasy on tour and just, escaping my reality. And it was such a high for me, and such a beautiful space. I'm just really thankful that I didn't become addicted to any of the stuff that I took. So yeah, I'm pretty grateful. That was my coping mechanisms, like the smoking weed or whatever. But yeah, for anyone listening, louder drugs, or if it helps you to cope with whatever you're coping with, then do your thing. But yeah, I'm not promoting taking drugs. That's all I'm saying. Was you ever asked, how are you? The funny thing is, I used to ask people how they are. I can't really remember being asked, like, how you feeling, or how are you? Or, yeah, I can't remember that. So I built up my own narrative. I used to be more of the protector or the intimidator. Because at that time, no one wasn't talking about therapy or anyone directly addressing the subject. So yeah, I had to make up my own story to cope. And yeah, man, it was, yeah, as I said, I'm grateful, man, because I wasn't told how to do. I just had to create who I am. Yeah. Did you ever feel like you grieved your loss? It's an ongoing thing. It's not something that you get over. For me, I'm talking. You work through it. So the 13-year-old me was definitely traumatized and hurting. Where now, logically in my head, doesn't feel the same. Emotionally, there's times where I think and I see certain situations like, or over here, people talking like, oh yeah, I'm taking mum out, or Mother's Day, or whatever it is. It does slightly affect me, but not in a morbid way, like, oh, I wish it was. It's more on I love to see it because I haven't got it. So that's something that I really love seeing, and I respect it. I respect it highly because that's not something I can do, innit? So yeah, man, I just smile when I see it.
Bespoke garment services made for individuals, special occasions, videos, adverts, and films. Bereavement to Benevolence Godcast is sponsored by Cabral Mercer Bespoke.
How did you honestly feel about losing your first love? Did you cry? Yeah, I was wounded. It's like going from one to one with your mum, that relationship I went into a house with there was five kids. So it's from one to one to kind of one to, it felt like one to none. So that was pretty challenging. But in regards to crying, I remember my auntie and my uncle and a couple of my cousins went to Jamaica, and me and one of my cousins was left. Not sure why I didn't go, but maybe at that point, because the house was more empty, I felt more safer to express myself, and I cried like, yeah, I was sobbing madly. But I came to that conclusion that the amount of sobbing or crying that I've done or I'm doing, it's not gonna bring her back. So I began to train myself to smile when I think of her. Yeah. And yeah, that's helped me to this day now. Got my picture up in my workroom. And every time I go past, I smile at her or I kiss the picture. But as I said earlier, it's a thing where my gratitude has more kept me sane, because as much as I feel there's loss, everybody's lost something. True. Some people even worse than mine, so I just give thanks that my loss isn't as bad as it could be. I could have lost my whole family, bombed in the war or something, who knows? So yeah, give thanks. What is the one thing you would love to do with your mum, or what you wish for? Yeah, the one thing that I wish for that I could do from my mum or with my mum is to have a conversation, like face to face. Sometimes where I'm feeling low, it's not really on a call your brethren or you know what I mean. It's sort of chat to your mum, like, yo, mum, what go on? I mean, even on the phone, I would love that. That's something that I can't remember doing. So yeah, that's the one thing that I wish for. How are you today? And who is Cabral Mercer now? Cabral today is emotionally intelligent, and I see things without sounding like a mystic. It's like I see things before they happen, where before things were happening and I was questioning it like, what's going on? Why is this happening to me? And so I've turned my why into how. I'm so happy that at the age that I'm at, I still got that fire and that motivation and that target. Like I feel a bit like Benjamin Button. I feel like the emotions that I suffered from early, it kind of matured me from early, like emotionally, to deal with and face, you know what I mean? Face certain things where other people would maybe tiptoe around. Like I'll just go face, you know what I mean, straight on, like, yo, how you feeling, my bro? Or, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like my biggest disappointment that I felt at the time is definitely my biggest blessing, bro. So yeah, man, respect to that still. Do you have any siblings? What's that relationship like? I've got 2 other siblings, but moving into my arts, it's like I attained like 5 more siblings. So yeah, I'd say I've got 7 in total. But my direct siblings, I'm the middle child, and one older, one younger. But to be honest with you, this is a transparent platform. I have no relationship with my elder, and yeah, it's tough. What when I think about him, like, I've got love for him, but clearly he hasn't got love for himself, because yeah, he's done some things where that's not what I would expect from any human, much less your brother.
True.
My younger brother, yeah, it's a bit weird, and I'm not blaming him, because there's always 2 people in it in a situation. But from my angle, I'm like, you know what, maybe I haven't been the best big brother to him.
That's real.
Because when Mum passed, it was like I just blanked out everything as well. And the time when I guess he might have really needed me, emotionally I wasn't there. I never had the capacity to understand what was going on for myself, much less be a good brother to someone else. But he was only 3, so he doesn't remember my mum, which is it's quite sad, quite disappointing for me when I think about it. But yeah, that's the reality, man. I'm a bit of a loner, not by choice, but that's who I've turned into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I've turned into. Creative loner. Did you do any therapy? Therapy was something that I only did last year. Okay, one of my friends was getting onto me for years. You should do therapy, and haven't you done therapy yet? But the thing is, things only happen when they're supposed to happen. Everything is divine timing. And when I did finally get there, it was on what day was it again? Thursday. And I remember the first session I went, I was just like, I was elated, like, yo, this is like to speak to someone not attached to me by blood or friend. Yeah, it was the greatest thing. And then because of that, the next week I turned up to my session on the Tuesday, thinking it was the Thursday.
Okay.
And but the most powerful and poignant memory that I have of therapy was he asked me, I think it was the 11th session. Yeah, I didn't even really feel like I wanted to even go. I got to that point where I was like, I think this is my last one, you know. And I got there and I told him, and he was a bit upset because I had one more session to go. And because I write poems and stuff, and I always used to share my poems with him, so I think we was both doing therapy for each other. And he said to me, metaphorically, how would you say that you got here? Like, how did you turn up to your first session? And I said to him, probably on an old dishevelled rowing boat, but I'm leaving on a jet ski though. And his eyes opened wide and he was like, yo. And he went to his, what do they call it? Supervision book. Because as therapists, they have supervision and they also get therapy too. And he had wrote prior in his book that Cabral's leaving on a jet ski. And yeah, that's when the first time I ever cried in therapy, because I thought, yes, I've arrived at this part of my chapter. And yeah, it was such a turning point for me. And I remember tears just like, tears was just bubbling in my eyes, and I didn't even wipe it. I remember leaving the session, like, not crying, like, ooh, like just tears streaming.
Yeah.
And I actually walked home from there. And I remember it was drizzling outside a bit. And I thought, you know what? I'm not even interested who sees me or anything like that. I'm just gonna go home, walk home, chest high, feeling proud, like Mufasa. Yeah, it was a definite great turning point for myself, because, as I said, just having that space to express, I wanted that space from 13. And it was like, yo, I finally got that space. I've got people that I speak to and stuff, definitely, but actual soul. And the thing is, as well, it's like, I was getting therapy before, subconsciously, because I got key people in my life that I chat to and they're transparent with me. So that's conversations with your friends, with people close, that is actual therapy. So, but professional, so-called professional therapy, yeah, that was last year.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I've got 3 children. I've got an older boy, and also I've got twins, which is, they're a girl and a boy. My oldest boy, I feel proud as a parent. The twins, they're on their own separate journey, making me proud, as just proud of them being themselves and celebrating themselves. So I'm even really grateful for being able to have children. Not everyone can have children. Not every man can, not every woman. So it's a blessing, man. The twins and all for the same mother as well. Like, yeah, I feel like an anomaly. So yeah, grateful. Do you feel your mum still guides you, and how? I encompass who my mum is. Like, I feel the spirit of her definitely guides me. Our Earth days were 6 days apart. I remember having parties in the daytime, then she would have a party in the evening. But yeah, when I think about my journey and I think about the years that I spent with her, her spirit was just rich. And I feel the same. So I feel she's passed over that rich spirit and that empathic, fun-loving person. So yeah, definitely a product of my mum. And she truly guides me still. This part of the program is called Read, Write and Recite. So I'm going to recite a poem that I wrote for my mum. Dear Mum, 13 was the age I watched Mum take her last breath. 39 was her age. Now this young teen lost and heart filled with rage, within the roars of crying, a silence so vague. With a tear in my eye, looked up at the sky so grey. With a heavy heart, depression became my prey. Am I gonna make it? Was the general theme of the day. Every night, close my eyes real tight as I lay. Rest in peace, Mum, and thank you for this true life lesson. Before I blamed you, but now I see the blessings. If you was here now, who would I be? Despite of my loss, still feels like a dream. In my heart, I've struggled, constant feeling of lack. Was stuck in a cycle of just looking back. Super talented man, I was born. At 13, my first love was taken and torn. Through hardships, adversity, from pain I was born. Never taught how to cry, but how to perform. Every time I heard Mum in school, I cried, denied and hide how I felt inside. Act tough, tell jokes, that was my defense. A hug was needed, my life felt so tense. So how can I connect with another when coming to terms with losing my mother? No one is coming except my reflection. I see flaws, insecurity, and all my imperfections. Thank you, Mum, for creating a king, no doubt. I declare it's my time now to pour it all out. I love you, Mum. 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 I love you. You know what, old self? Thank you for sharing, you know. Because I think men really need to hear this story and really resonate, because I know many people are going through certain trauma and depression, and I just feel like you've just helped a lot of people here, like, with your story. And for me, the whole reason of doing this, as you heard from the old me, suffering, stress, trauma, losing my mum at the age of 13. And I know many men out here and women are dealing with certain things alone. But I'm here the reason behind me doing this whole thing, to show you that we're not on our own. We're all together going through what we're going through. And it's like, A problem shared is a problem aired, and a problem halved. So we can deal with the trauma, the stress, everything together. It's like there's no word strong. What does strong mean? Strong means to me vulnerability, and vulnerability is my power. That's my note for the day. Cabral Mercer.